This is a big week for President Trump. He'll deliver his State of the Union address Tuesday, and the Senate will vote on whether to acquit or convict him in his impeachment trial less than 24 hours later. This will be President Trump's first State of the Union since being impeached, but it won't be the first time a president has had to address the nation while facing possible removal from office. President Bill Clinton was impeached in December 1998 for allegedly lying to a federal grand jury about his relationship with a White House intern. A month later, he was tasked with delivering his State of the Union address in the same room in which he'd been impeached. Former Clinton speechwriter Michael Waldman told ABC News that bringing up the proceedings, which had already begun in the Senate, never was considered for his 1999 speech. Clinton discussed the economy, which had been growing for years, a budget surplus, and the future of Social Security and education. He was later acquitted. Over a century earlier, President Andrew Johnson wrote his last State of the Union before facing impeachment, but his 1868 speech addressed the law he'd ultimately be impeached over. After Johnson called post-Civil War Reconstruction in the South disorganized, he said he believed that the tenure of office law, which required congressional approval for a president to fire a cabinet member, was unconstitutional. A month later, he violated that very law by firing Secretary of War Edmund M. Stanton after a long history of disputes on Stanton's leadership in Reconstruction. Johnson was impeached, but the Senate fell one vote shy of removing him. And while he was never impeached, President Richard Nixon used his last State of the Union speech in 1974 to put in a personal word about disbanding the Watergate investigation.
I believe the time has come to bring that investigation and the other investigations of this matter to an end. 1 year of Watergate is enough.
He also promised to never resign from the presidency. Of course, months later, he did resign after more information about his involvement in the scandal came to light. That let him dodge impeachment and probable removal from office. So what is President Trump's best course of action? He's expected to be acquitted Wednesday, and according to political strategist and historian Chris DeRose, he should follow President Clinton's lead and focus on his agenda.
I think if that's in front of him, I think he'll resist the temptation to gloat or to poke his finger at the House managers or Democrats in the Senate who are seeking his removal from office.
But DeRose says if the president does mention it, it could still work to his benefit.
I think if the president's to mention it at all, the best thing he could do would be to be magnanimous and to say, look, I understand that there's people in this room who thought that I should be removed from office. But we're going to need to work together in the future for the American people.
White House advisor Kellyanne Conway teased the speech to Fox News on Monday, saying it would be optimistic and inspirational. She added that success is the best revenge.